Talking with Florence LaRue of the fabulous Fifth Dimension, tomorrow night, Cache Creek Resort Casino. A delight to have you here in the studio with us today.
It's my pleasure to be here, and it was so much fun having lunch with your winners.
And you were gracious, you and your management team, to be able to make some time for us to allow our listeners to come in and sit down and have lunch with you. And every one of them is telling me, oh, Florence is sharing so many great stories. and
telling them all my secrets.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And over the years, I imagine you probably have a few stories to share.
I have a few stories, yes.
Yeah. And what a glorious career when you stop and think 14 gold records and 6 platinum records, a half dozen Grammy Awards, just to mention a few of the awards that the group has picked up over the years.
We've been so blessed. But, you know, besides the awards, it's the love of our fans, and they just make me feel so good. The love that they show, and when they come to see us perform, and when they say, "Oh, I remember." But you know what's really funny? I'm getting payback. Years ago, the Fifth Dimension performed at the Americana Hotel in New York, and we'd been on the road for 3 months. We'd been in Las Vegas and touring, and I was hoarse, and I had to sing this beautiful song called "How Insensitive." And after the show, this gentleman came backstage and he says, "Oh, you did such a beautiful job on that. I sing that song." Well, it was Frank Sinatra. And I looked at him and I said, "My mother should be here." So now I have young people that come up to me and say, "My mother has all of your records."
Great story. For the folks that are looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night at Cache Creek with, you know, the catalog that you have had, so many great songs that are so big that they've been inducted into the Hall of Fame, songs like Up, Up and Away and Aquarius and Let the Sun Shine In and all the other top tens and number ones. We know we're going to hear those, but talk a little bit about the other parts of the show and what you try to do when you're on stage with your bandmates.
Well, I can't really tell you what the show rundown is because I never know. I really gear my show toward the audience. Of course, we do our hits, and I'm very proud of the fact that we do them in their entirety and the same way that they're heard on the record. We don't do any
medleys or
medleys.
Versions.
We do the whole songs, and people enjoy that. So actually, fortunately or unfortunately, it doesn't leave us much time to do other things.
Okay.
But we do other things, some standards, and I'll check the audience out in the first couple of numbers to see what ages they are, and just get a feel of what I think they would like. And sometimes I just may change the show right on the spot, and the group loves it because they never know what I'm going to do.
There have been so many highlights in your career. The PBS TV specials that you've been part of, and they've embraced the music of the 60s and 70s with open arms, and the White House performances over the years as well. Is there one or two maybe that really stand out as being particularly more significant to you?
Well, there's several experiences that stand out in my mind, and both of them show how music can cure, how music is healing. One was when the Fifth Dimension was sent by the United States to then communist Europe, and we performed in Turkey, Romania, Czechoslovakia. As a matter of fact, it was May Day, and they were coming down the street with the red flags. But when we performed, there were armed guards backstage with dogs to make sure that, the concert wasn't going to get out of hand. But they were joking and laughing and asking for autographs. But the frightening thing was at the end of the show, hundreds, almost thousands of people stormed the stage. And it was frightening because we didn't know what was going to happen. They wanted to touch us because we were their connection with the free world. Wow. And it really showed me what music can do. The other one was when we performed at the White House, and President and Mrs. Marcos were there with the President of the United States. And I was saying, look how these people from different countries are here together, brought together by music. And I was very proud to be a part of that.
President Marcos of the Philippines.
Yes.
Yeah. And as an educator, you really have a heart for life outside of the stage.
Oh, yes.
And I know you're very actively involved with your church as well.
That's right. As a matter of fact, when Fifth Dimension sings Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In, people ask me, you're an Aquarian. I said, that is not why we recorded Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In. We recorded Aquarius because it speaks of harmony and understanding and peace. And now when I sing Let the Sun Shine In, I say let the S-U-N shine in and let the S-O-N shine in.
Good for you. We are delighted to have you in Northern California. Can't wait to see the show tomorrow night, Cache Creek Resort Casino. Once again, Florence LaRue of the Fifth Dimension, thank you so much for visiting with us today.
Thank you for having lunch for me. That barbecue was good.